Welcome back, sports fans. This is the Sportiello Show with the Sportiello Bros, and today we are going to be breaking down our Week 1 predictions for the NFL season. And we are going to be starting with Thursday Night Football between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. You want to take it away?
Super Bowl champs going up against their bitter rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. Fresh off a Micah Parsons trade, Cowboys are coming in really bummed out. Kenny Clark coming in to clog the middle, trying to stop that Philly push. Is it going to be enough? George Pickens making his debut in that Dallas Cowboy uniform. Lots of exciting things going on for the Cowboys. Javonte Williams, the new running back in town. How is he going to fare? How is that offensive line going to look this year? Is Dak back? I'm really excited for this game. With all that being said, I think that the Super Bowl champs are going to be too damn much for the Cowboys. And hopefully it's a high-scoring game. And we see great output from both teams. Maybe both teams score in the 30s to start off the season. That'd be great.
That would be a very fun game to start the NFL season. I will say this. The Eagles are probably the best team in football. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl last year. I think they are more likely to beat the Cowboys by 20 than the Cowboys are to win by 3. With all that being said, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this. But I believe the Cowboys got better after that Micah trade. I think if you compare it player to player, obviously Micah Parsons is a better player than Kenny Clark. But when you compare what the Cowboys needed versus what Micah provided, I think the Cowboys are in a better position today to win football games than they were a week ago. And I was fully prepared to come in this week and say that the Eagles are going to smack down on the Cowboys. But after this trade, I believe that the Cowboys are going to squeak a win by the Philadelphia Eagles. And I feel very, very strongly about it as well.
Amazing.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't care. It just makes sense in my head. The Cowboys were third in the NFL in sacks last year. They were 29th in stopping the run. Micah Parsons, a fantastic rusher, couldn't stop the run. You get a Kenny Clark. You have an Osa Odigizua who's known to get after the quarterback. You've invested 3 second-round draft picks in the edge position. They are loaded at edge. Micah Parsons leaving is not as catastrophic as everyone will let you think. Maybe I'm wrong, like I said. Maybe I'm way off and the Cowboys are going to be dog shit. I just don't see it happening, and I do believe that they can get the job done.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys have one of the most high-powered offenses in the league, and I think the Eagles do as well. I think the Eagles' defense is really good. I think the Cowboys' defense is really underrated. I think you got Trayvon Diggs on the outside. Deron Bland just got paid. And all those front linemen, like you mentioned, there for Dallas, should be a really fun one. Great way to start the season.
I'm super excited for it. Let's move it on over to our Friday game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Free on YouTube.
Free on YouTube. How do you see this one playing out? This one is tough. We mentioned it a little bit off camera. It's disappointing that the Chargers don't get a proper home game against a team like the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that if this one was in LA, as poor as a fan base as the Chargers are, I do think that it would have given them a slight edge, and I probably would have been more likely to give them the upset win here. But it being in Brazil and the Chiefs still being the Chiefs, I'm going to just have to assume that Kansas City starts the season strong.
It's hard to disagree with that. And maybe, they come out and they got that little Super Bowl hangover that has haunted a lot of losing Super Bowl teams. I just think that Patrick Mahomes is going to come into the season with something to prove. And when you are a quarterback who's playing with something to prove, you do really damn well at shutting the haters up. And I have no reason to doubt Patrick Mahomes' ability as a quarterback.
Yeah, the hangover may be a real thing, especially coming off of 3 straight Super Bowls, right? Like
They've
3
had long seasons.
And, the expectations of winning. Maybe you get complacent, and maybe we do see a hungry, Harbaugh-led team with a guy like Justin Herbert and Joe Alt and Omari and Hampton come out there. And
Najee Harris is healthy too.
Trey Harris, both Harrises, and they say, hey, this is our year. You can't stop us.
I would love to see it. This is a really tight game. I could definitely see the Chargers pulling it out, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm also going to go with the Chiefs.
Taking it over to Indianapolis, we got the Colts versus the Dolphins. This one is going to be interesting via how is Daniel Jones going to play with this offense. Tyler Warren should be his safety blanket. You have Michael Pittman Jr., you have Josh Downs. You have the recipe for success It is just a matter of, can Daniel Jones put it all together? Because obviously Jonathan Taylor is going to do his thing. You have an underrated defensive line, a lot of young, hungry guys on that defensive front. You got Nick Cross in the secondary. There's a lot of things to like about this Indianapolis Colts team. But on the other hand, you have the Miami Dolphins. They're also looking to prove something. Tua obviously looking just to stay healthy for an entire year. You got Devon Achane, and you got Tyreek Hill coming off a down year. Jalen Waddle is looking to make an impact this season. This could go either way. How do you have it playing out?
I think it's going to be high scoring. I do think that the Colts offense has a lot of great weapons on there. I think Adonai Mitchell is a second-year wide receiver that's going to be pushing for a lot of reps. I think you still got Alec Pierce. And I think that with Daniel Jones' mobility and the Dolphins' injury concerns at corner, that this is going to be one of the higher scoring games in the week. I got the Dolphins coming out on top with one of those monstrous Tua games where we're like, oh gosh, we must have forgot how good this McDaniels coaching could be.
I'm right there with you. I do not have the highest of hopes for the Colts coming into the season. I think that the Dolphins will edge them out. And I agree. I think it will be high scoring. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's very easy to bet the under in week 1 of the NFL season. A lot of ring rust that needs to get knocked off before we get going.
Especially with these 3-week preseasons, everyone's still kind of getting adjusted to that. A lot of players just aren't even using it. And
barely any starters play. Like, barely any starters have a half of football played within these 3 weeks. But we will have to see. Taking it on over to New York. The New York Jets take on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And one of the most fun, intriguing matchups of the week. I mean, you talk about former quarterbacks going up against each other's teams off of back-to-back seasons. That is huge. I mean, Justin Fields coming in. This is his prove-it year. The whole coaching staff, the ownership, the whole fan base is behind him. They're saying, hey, man, in a league that's ready to throw you to the wolves and be done with you, like, we are saying that we believe in you. We're giving you the reins this whole season to do what you will with it, and let's make the most of it. You were 4-2 with these Pittsburgh Steelers last year, and that Steelers team is going to find ways to win.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you add a guy like Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey, and it's just like, how is the Steelers team supposed to lose? It's going to be a really, really fun matchup. That Jets defense is really good, really young, hungry to prove a point, especially against a guy that they had in their locker room last week. It's going to be a great matchup. I don't see the Jets losing at home with that defense and the run game that they're going to bring to the table. I'm willing to say right here, right now, the Jets are going to have the number 1 rushing offense in the league this year.
That's hard to disagree with when you think about the mobility of Justin Fields and the backfield duo of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen is somebody that not a lot of fans are really looking at, but this guy is, 21, 22 years old, coming into his second season. He is a tank.
This guy's Derrick Henry 2.0.
Big boy, yes. Derrick Henry 2.0. I don't see the Steelers' offensive line being able to hold up against this Jets' defensive line. And when you have the immobility of Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be spending a lot of time on the grass. And I think the Jets are going to be able to get it done. You got DK Metcalf, that's cool. Sauce Gardner is going to be bracketing him with a Tony Adams or a Andre Sisco all game long. I don't think he will be much of a factor. The only problem is, let's see how Justin Fields does in the passing game. I'm very excited to see what he's capable of.
100%, and going against a very, very tough defense, so you're going to have to be pick and choose. I think if the Jets can keep Justin Fields around the 18 to 20 passing attempts a game this year, they're going to be in good spot.
You think there's going to be like a sweet spot like that all the time, where if Justin Fields is under 25 pass attempts, the Jets go 7-3 or some shit?
Something like that is going to make sense, yeah. Because if we're running the ball effectively, then we're not going to be relying on him to be throwing outside the numbers anyways.
Right. Going down south, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Carolina Panthers. This one is interesting. I mean, we got some high hopes for the Jaguars this year. I don't think they're nearly as high for the Carolina Panthers. I think that this is a prove-it year for the likes of a Trevor Lawrence. You need to go out there with this newly revamped offense and make some noise. You were the number 1 pick for a reason. You were a proclaimed Peyton Manning-esque player. You have not proven it in your time as in the NFL. It's been up and down. You guys have gotten the first overall pick far too many times for you being a golden boy. It's just this is the year that it needs to come together. You got Travis Hunter as your wide receiver 2. He has been demoted to the CB4, so he will be in dime formations, quarter formations. That was a good call by you, the exact opposite of what I had predicted, but what do I know? When it comes to the Carolina Panthers, this team is starting to find its stride. They're getting better year by year. Bryce Young is looking better year by year. This was a guy after his rookie season where I was like, I don't know. I don't know if he's big enough. I don't know if he's strong enough. I don't know if he's durable enough to withstand these NFL hits. And he's slowly been leaning me towards the other direction. I like what I see from Bryce Young. You finally get him a proper number 1 receiver in a Tetairoa McMillan. You have Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle in the backfield. This defense is young. It's hungry. J.C. Horn should be healthy the entire year. We'll see how that plays out. But how do you see this game going?
Yeah, I don't know if I could have said it better myself. I really like the Jaguars' backfield, and I love Brian Thomas Jr. Mm-hmm. So Trevor Lawrence has got the weapons that he needs to prove himself this year, and the coach to do it. When you look on the other side, and Bryce Young, he's probably a foot smaller than Trevor Lawrence, right? And
damn near close.
I love the addition of T-Mac and J.C. Horn. I'm excited to see how this wide receiver room comes up, but I don't have all that much faith in these Panthers. Mm-hmm. I still think that they're going to be picking in the top 10 by end of the year, and hopefully Bryce Young picks up where he left off at the end of last season, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers are looking for a new quarterback at the end of the year as well. So with all that being said, I got the Jaguars coming up on top.
Strong quarterback class this year. Very well could be looking to move on. I got the Jaguars as well. I think they beat them pretty handedly, double digits. But let's take it on over to another NFC South game. The Saints versus the Cardinals in New Orleans. How do you feel about this one?
I think the Cardinals need to be on upset alert, to be 100% honest with you.
Really?
I think that the whole NFL fan base is throwing the Saints up at that number 1 pick right now. And when you do that in week 1 against a team that has nothing to lose and all the season ahead of them, you can't prove them wrong. They've got a brand new coach. They've got a second-year quarterback who has plenty of college experience and a talented Alvin Kamara, wide receivers on the outside, and Chris Olave, and Rashad Jennings, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Raheem Shaheed, I got you.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, as likely as the Saints are to finish in the top 5, I think that there are some good NFL players on this team, and if the Cardinals don't bring it week 1, then they might be going home with a real hard L to come back from.
And that defense of the Saints is nothing to sneeze at either. Still led by DeMario Davis.
Exactly.
And the Cardinals are on an upward trajectory. I have Jonathan Gannon winning Coach of the Year. I think he will coach these guys right. I think Kyler Murray has a bounce-back season. It looks like his rookie form, his second-year form, something along those lines. Marvin Harrison Jr. takes a step up coming into his sophomore season. I like James Conner a lot. I think this defense is young and ready to rock and roll. Well, no Walter Nolan, but you do have Will Johnson, and he should be able to bracket a Chris Olave and leave Spencer Rattler in the dust or in purgatory, where it's like, where the hell am I supposed to throw it to besides checking it down to Alvin Kamara all game? I got the Cardinals winning this one.
I'm also going with the Cardinals, but all I am saying is
upset alert.
Do not be surprised if the Saints come out swinging.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I want nothing but good things for Spencer Rattler. Go Pinnacle. We got an NFC East matchup between the Giants and the Commanders in Virginia. Commanders at home. This one, I think the Commanders could be on upset alert.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think they're going to have to prove their standings right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants have a whole new look this year. I think they're going to be a lot better than people have predicted. I mean, we've been talking about it since we started this channel. We think the Giants are a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. That defensive line is legit.
That roster is a playoff roster, if you ask me.
That roster is damn good. If you get even 75% of the Russell Wilson that he used to be when he played for the Seattle Seahawks, you can definitely make a push for 9, 10, 11 wins with this roster. I think the only thing holding you back is the weapons department. Obviously, you have a Malik Neighbors, and that's awesome, but I'm not blown away with a Tyrone Tracy. Cam Scatterbu, we love. We'll see what he can do at the NFL level. But when it comes to, the tight end position, your wide receiver depth, that offensive line has been a work in progress for a long time. And that defensive line, the defensive coach team by a defensive-minded Dan Quinn for the Commanders, they might wreak some havoc. With that being said, I still pretty comfortably will put my faith in a Jaden Daniels going into his sophomore season. Will he have a sophomore slump? We will have to wait and see. But as it stands right now, I will take the Washington Redskins to beat the New York Giants.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I would have one of the least amount of confidence points on if we
Mhm.
were doing the confidence pool.
Right.
Any kind of divisional rivalry, especially week one,
Tough.
is going to be up in the air. This Giants team is brand new compared to last year. Commanders are riding high. Is it too high? We will see. I'm going to go with the Giants to upset the
Nice.
Commanders.
I'm glad we
The
disagreed.
Redskins. Yeah, I am going to go with the Giants.
I like it.
I really like that Giants team, and it's going to be close. I think it's actually going to be a low-scoring game, and I think the
Mhm.
Giants will prevail.
I love it. Let's move it on to another rivalry game. We got the Buccaneers versus the Falcons.
Great matchup.
Great matchup indeed, and we alluded to it a little bit in our superlatives video. We both have the Falcons winning the NFC South, and it starts week 1.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a great game. I think this is going to come down to the wire,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that Koo is going to kick a game-winning field goal. For
Young
us. But yeah, this is going to be two high-powered offenses all season long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to watch this battle. I don't think that the Panthers and Saints are going to have a chance to keep up with these two teams.
No.
And I think that 9-10 wins is going to get you in the playoffs. So every week is going to matter for both of these guys.
Absolutely. And this game means so much moving forward. If you are the Falcons, you have to win at home. You have to take the
Mhm.
home rivalry game away from the Bucs. You cannot go 0-2 against them. You do not want to be 0-1 and then having to go to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
This is a must-win, and I know it's week 1, but this is a must-win for the Atlanta Falcons if they want to make a shot at winning this division, because I don't believe either of these teams are good enough alone to make the NFC playoffs without winning the division.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think the Falcons need to set the tone. And I think that their rookies on defense are going to have to step up
Mm-hmm.
early in week 1 because that Buccaneers offense is electric.
It's legit as fuck. And they do not go into this game with a Chris Godwin, and that is the only reason I am taking the Atlanta Falcons to win.
I'm also going to go with the Atlanta Falcons, but it's going to be a nail-biter and
Yep.
another one where I would have very few confidence points on. The Bucs are good.
Great game, though. Very
Yep.
excited to see. We make it a little bit easier with this next one. We got the Bengals versus the Browns. And I know you alluded to bringing your A game against a team that is likely to finish either last or second to last in the league. I just think Joe Burrow is fully healthy. This Bengals offense is fully healthy. I do not see in any way, shape, or form, barring an injury, that the Browns escape with a win at home against the Bengals. I just think the Bengals are going to go in there. They're going to put belt to ass. They're going to put the stereotype that Joe Burrow can't win in the beginning of the year to rest, and it starts in week 1 against the Browns.
Bengals by 1 million.
Bengals by 1 million.
On to the Raiders and Patriots.
This one's tough, man. You want to go first?
Yeah, so last year, the Patriots were in a very similar situation, and they ended up winning week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they do the exact same thing, especially led by a Mike Vrabel team
Mhm.
at home with this atmosphere. Year 2 quarterback and Drake May, very good defense. Raiders, new coach, new quarterback,
Mhm.
going to be a tough environment on the road. Ashton Gentry's a stud, but welcome to the NFL, buddy. You're not going to be
Yeah.
running over everybody.
I think this Patriots defense is legit, and if you're the Raiders and your whole identity is going to be revolving around Ashton Genty, I think it gets snuffed out pretty quickly in this game, and they're going to put up points and put him out of the game because he has the capability of being a receiving back, but that is not his forte.
Mm-mm.
And once the Patriots get a little bit of a lead and they take away his touches, I think it's smooth sailing from there. They win by, I will just throw out a prediction, a 24-14. Something along those lines.
I can see the Patriots covering, honestly. If I don't even know who the favorites are, and if they're not the favorites, then change
They
that.
should be.
Change
They
it.
should be,
Change
yeah.
the money line.
Okay, now we get the 1 o'clock games, starting with the 49ers versus the Seahawks.
Damn shame how many 10 a.m. games there are all at once. It's so
always,
annoying.
dude. Always. Thinking about this game, though, The Seahawks come in with a completely new identity. You get Sam Darnold coming off the best season of his career.
Yeah,
Can he keep it up? You got JSN as the main man in this offense now. No Tyler Lockett, no DK Metcalf to share the ball with.
Coming.
Cooper Kupp is coming in. That is huge for them in the slot. You get an Elijah Arroyo. We'll see how much playing time he has with this offense. I think the Seahawks defense is legit. I just don't see anybody being able to cover a George Kittle. CMC is going to be fully healthy at the start of the year. Brock Purdy is protected and hiding behind one of the best offensive lines in the league. I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy fan. I do not think he is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL personally. But when you give him this offensive line and you give him these offensive weapons with the Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, CMC, George Kittle, he is going to light up this defense. And I think they beat the Seahawks pretty handedly.
Also, it's not often where Brock Purdy goes into a game and you're like, he may be the better quarterback.
Right. And this is one of them.
Yeah, well, Sam Darnold did play behind him, right? So it's not even like we're questioning it. There was a true battle, and Purdy was the man, and he has the contract to prove it. I'm with you. I think the 49ers are going to be too much, and I think the Seahawks are going to have a decent season, but they're going to start 0-1 at home against the Niners.
There you go. Taking it on over to the Broncos versus the Titans. Cam Ward's first NFL start. High hopes, low hopes, somewhere in the middle. How you feeling?
I have high hopes for Cam Ward's season as far as just I think that this kid's going to be good. I don't think that he needs to make the playoffs in his first year or the Pro Bowl in his second year, but I think that this matchup is a lot of fun because the Broncos are going to be a really, really tough defense for a rookie to come out against.
Yeah.
Those corners are ridiculous. So best of luck to Cam Ward. I've got Broncos by 1 million.
Pretty much. This Broncos defense is going to swallow Cam Ward. And Cam Ward is going to look worse than he actually is. We are both higher than most, I would say, on Cam Ward. I think he will be just fine in the long run. Do I see the Titans making the playoffs? No, but I see them winning more games than whatever their line is set at. I think the Broncos are equipped to win and win a lot. That defense is legit. Bo Nix is going into a better situation than he had last year. Did he reach his peak? He had a damn good rookie season. We will have to wait and see. But he's got a lot of college experience. He played very, very well last year. I still got the Broncos by 1 million, like you said. Agree with you there.
Should be fun to watch, though.
The matchup of the week outside of Sunday Night Football, in my opinion, the Packers versus the Lions.
Big news coming into Green Bay.
Oh, goodness. Micah Parsons is going to provide a different level of pass rush for that team. He elevates them from playoff contenders to Super Bowl contenders.
He sure does.
And I know I mentioned earlier that the Cowboys got better. I think the Packers also got better. I think this was a trade where both teams, what their weaknesses was and where they could improve, this trade made both teams a lot better and a lot more dangerous. I think the Packers have a real shot of winning this game. I think they have a real shot of winning the NFC North now. I know we both predicted the Lions to make the Super Bowl. We both predicted them to win the division. This wasn't news when we made that pick.
It sure was
and
not.
It changes a whole lot, man. What do you think? How are we feeling?
I think that we are getting the NFC Championship in Week 1.
Pretty much. That's what it feels like, man. And the Packers are at home, too?
Yeah. I'm going to give Green Bay the edge in Week 1. I think that the momentum of getting Parsons is going to put a spark in that city that is needed. I think that the Lions are still one of the best offensive teams in the league and that this could be an absolute shootout. I'm really excited to see how this Jordan Love-led team looks with their newly acquired Matthew Golden. And I have heard that they just want to pass the ball more, where they relied on Josh Jacobs a lot last year. And so I think that this is going to be a freaking shootout, and I wish that they would flex it to Monday night.
Oh, that would be so much more fun than the Monday night game they got slated. I will pick the Lions under the circumstances of what I've heard about Micah Parsons today. He is dealing with an L4, L5 disc problem in his back. He is taking cortisone shots throughout the week to get him ready to play. If he plays, if he's healthy, I could very easily see the Packers taking it. With him not there or not at 100% and you also losing Kenny Clark, I'm going to go with the Lions. I think they have the capabilities of putting up more points. Jordan Love has some weeks where he looks like a world beater and some weeks where he looks like bottom 16 of the league. If you are not on your P's and Q's this upcoming week, the Lions are going to take this game out from under you at home. And I just think that the Lions have something to prove. Aiden Hutchinson has something to prove. Brian Branch in that secondary is going to look for some heads to hunt. And adding a guy like a DJ Reed to cover a Matthew Golden is a big deal in this offseason. I got the Lions.
Cool. Should be a good game.
Texans versus the Rams. You take it away with this one. How are we feeling?
Texans versus the Rams. Going to be high-powered offenses going at it. This is actually a lot of fun. Texans defense is going to get tested right away. You know, they could be the best defense in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And the Devontae Adams addition to the Rams really opens things up for Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford. I know you mentioned that Micah Parsons was dealing with some back issues. Matthew Stafford also has been dealing with some back issues all offseason long. So just recently returned to practice. Does kind of sketch me out a little bit. So for that reason, I think I will go Texans on the road to get this one done, even without Joe Mixon, who it seems like they're going to be without for the entire season.
Definitely a while at the very least. I am also going with the Texans. I think this defensive line is going to create havoc in the backfield. I think that Matthew Stafford is probably going to take one or two hits and not be at 100%. I don't even think he's at 100% going into this NFL season. You barely practice. You barely spent time on the sideline. It's very tough to see one of my heroes from my childhood as broken as he is now. I wish nothing but the best for the Rams. I love Matthew Stafford. I love this team. Devontae Adams is a whole different, makes this team electric and a whole different type of exciting. But if Matthew Stafford is not at 100%, I think the Texans take this game.
Yep. Agreed. Texans.
Way more fun matchup. The most exciting matchup of the entire week. We got the Ravens and the Bills kicking it off in our first Sunday night football game. This game is a throwback to the divisional, I believe it was, where the Bills beat the Ravens 27-25. Ravens secondary looks good, man. We've talked about it all offseason. I think this is the year that they make it all the way, regardless of every other team in the AFC. And it starts in week 1. You got to beat the reigning MVP. You got to beat him handedly. I know it's a tall task, but your defense is built to withstand the one-man army of Josh Allen. And you got to make it known from the very beginning. Get this job done.
We got two of the best quarterbacks in the league going at it on Sunday Night Football. We mentioned seeing possibly the NFC Championship game. This very well could be the AFC Championship game that we're seeing in Week 1. Really excited for it. It's going to be a great matchup. You know, the winner of this is still going to win their division, more than likely, and is going to be competing for that number 1 seed. I think that's almost a lock that these two play again. I got the Bills taking this one this time.
There you go.
And the Ravens taking it the second time.
All right, there you have it. Oh, to finish it off, Monday Night Football, the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's first NFL start versus Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Yeah, this is an exciting one because I think that a lot of people are ready to give up on Caleb Williams, and maybe they're forgetting the fact that this is quarterback class rivalry, right? You know, J.J. McCarthy and is not only from the same class but in the same division. These two should be going up against each other for the first time of many to come. So a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams to bounce back. I have a lot of expectations for this offense, honestly, and I really think that the Bears are going to surprise people. I have the Bears winning this first game, and I think that the Vikings are going to have a great season with J.J. McCarthy and be competing for a playoff spot. But I think that the Bears are going to be who they thought they were last year.
I agree. I think I got the Bears winning this one. J.J. McCarthy struggles in his first NFL start. A lot of rookies do. We're considering him a rookie regardless of what the stats say.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie. It's very tough for a rookie to go out there and win their first NFL game. And this Bears secondary is no joke. This is super tough secondary for a rookie to go up against.
Linebackers, too.
The Edmonds and them boys. I got the Bears winning it. I think the Vikings, I agree, will have a decent to good season. Not quite 14 wins, maybe not even double digits, but I think they will have a better season than most expect. With that being said, anything you want to add?
No. Make sure that you guys comment on any disagreements that you have, whoever your favorite team is. Let us know why they're going to win. And we look forward to breaking down games all season long, so make sure to check back here every week, like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see y'all for the week 2 predictions.
See y'all then.